Well, night has fallen and got a nice rip-roaring fire going on here. Hey friends, hey, welcome back to the Expeditionary Johnny channel. Well, hey, today is the day we're recording our first Camp Challenge Alliance video. Today's video is basically a 5-item challenge. I'm going to call it my 5-item bucket challenge because I'm going to be incorporating some ideas that I never actually got to do for a survival class I signed up for, but I couldn't attend. So let me go ahead and tell you what I'm bringing here, and let's get started. So the first thing you might notice is that I'm not carrying a traditional pack. I made a Roycroft frame, and I'm carrying all my materials inside this oilskin tarp. So let's go ahead and get that opened up, and I'll show you my 5 items I'll be emphasizing on this video. So the challenge is, we're supposed to come out overnight. We're going to emphasize 5 items. Now those 5 items don't include like food, water, cordage, things like that. So this is for fun. So here's my 5 items. I have a oilskin tarp for my cover. I have a queen size wool blanket. That's to keep me warm at night. I also have a piece of plastic here. This is going to go on my shelter because it's going to get cold at night, and this is going to be important to trap in some heat. I've got a little mylar blanket, and that's also going to be instrumental in trying to retain some heat. And then I've got my Leatherman here, my multi-tool. So I'm going to go ahead and use this to make a bow drill. Time is a factor today, all right? So I need to record stuff with daylight so you can see it. And also I got to make sure my bow drill materials work, and some of it might be wet. So first thing I'm going to do is at least set up my lean-to. It's not the finished shelter, but at least kind of get it started. So let's get that set up. All right, so here we have our basic lean-to setup here. Now it's not done. I still got to work on the bedding and stuff. But while I have daylight, I need to go out and find me some bow drill materials. Since I'm working with a Leatherman instead of my folding saw, it's going to be a bit more challenging. So let's see if I can go find something that I can work with today. Okay, so I've got the beginnings of a bow drill. So I've got a hearthboard and spindle, which I need to whittle down. This branch right here is going to be my bow. And so I've got my hand block here. So now I got to grab the Leatherman and let's see if I can make a kit. Okay, I'm not going to show the entire process because that just takes too darn long. But you can see this cottonwood here is in good enough shape. I should be able to whittle this down, whittle it down with this here Leatherman, no problem. I just wanted to give you guys a, I don't know, update on my spindle. As I'm going through it, so this area is a little punky, so that might be a little bit of a challenge. Could get really good dust though. So that might be a good part on the bottom. Then I've got this knot right up here I got to deal with. I suppose once I get it whittled down, it should be all right. All right, so I finished up with my spindle here. Pretty happy with it. I'm a little concerned about this little knot here, but we're going to give it a shot. I'm pretty confident I can make it work, but this looks pretty good. Nice and white and solid. Light, not very dense, so I think it should work. Now, the piece I'm worried about, my hearthboard. Let's see if I can get something to work out of this. Let me strip off this outer bark here. See if I can salvage anything for our kindling, our tinder bundle. Okay, on so my hearthboard, I had a rotten area, so I want to cut that section off. But I've got, this piece looks pretty good. I'm just concerned about the width of it as compared to my spindle. So let's see if I can carve it down and get it, see if we can get a complete set here. Okay, it's time to go for a burn-in. Let's see how we do. So here's my bow. Okay, all you do is simply have a fixed loop. You can put it on, if you get a branch with a fork, you can just kind of loop it over here. Take it down to the other end, and I just kind of cut a groove down in here. Just kind of reverse wrap it here, like so. Not like that. Might have to make an adjustment or two. And just wrap your cord around. Good burn in, closer to the edge than I want, but I think I'll be okay if I do the notch on this side. So this first hole, I drifted outside and I just couldn't make it work. So I went ahead and went for a second burn in, second hole. That one worked great. Okay, so now that I got the fire taken care of, it's time to move on for the rest of my shelter and my bedding. So you can look behind me, you can see I've already started to gather up a few leaves here. So I'm gonna just pile that thing full of leaves. They'll give me a nice mattress. So I don't have any hypothermia where the ground's gonna cool me off at night. And yeah, let's get on it. All right, so you can see here, I've gathered up quite a bit of leaves here. It'll probably compress down quite a bit once I lay on it. I might have to add more to it. But I've got my leaf mattress. I've got my wool blanket that I'll be wrapping up into tonight. Now it's time to show you what I plan to do with this here piece of plastic here. All right, so the plan is, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the plastic, I'm going to drape it over this tarp here and let it come down here in front of my lean-to. And what's going to happen is the heat of the fire is going to be able to come through the plastic, but it's going to hold the heat on the inside of there. Now we're getting down around freezing at night, so this is going to be really important for me to stay warm, okay? Now full credit where credit is due. This is a version of Morse Kohansky's Super Shelter. This version actually I got from Dave Canterbury. He modified it to go along with what he teaches. So let's give credit where credit is due. All right, so here's the final shelter. I went ahead and just draped the plastic over the back of the tarp. And what I did was I put a couple logs here in the front. That'll help contain the leaves. I also hold down the plastic. I also put some logs on either sides. That'll help it keep it weighted down. And also, the way I set it up, it should prevent some drafts. So now on a really windy night, this will be a bit tougher, but it should be all right tonight. All right, so the next thing I got to do is show you what my plans are for that Mylar blanket. So here's what we're doing with the Mylar blanket. I'm going to set it up on the other side of the fire. That way it's going to be a reflecting wall. A lot of times bushcrafters will put up a couple wooden poles in there and then stack up wood. I'm short on time and trying to be smart with my equipment. So I'm going to use the Mylar blanket and I'm going to fashion it across here. Normally I'd grab some sticks and then lash that up, but I'm running out of good daylight here, so I did cheat, grabbed a little T-post here. Anyway, so we do what we got to do. All right, so to set this up, I'm grabbing a walnut, and I've made a slip knot with the end of my tarred bank line. I'm going to put the walnut inside the Mylar blanket here, like so. Take our slip knot over the walnut, tighten it up. Now we're going to go ahead and run it over here to the tree with the top line hitch, and that way this will be nice and secure. So here we have it. Here's my camp set up here. So got my shelter, I got my reflecting wall, my fire pit. All right, so now I have to go gather up some more wood. Obviously I got to get another fire going, but yeah, I think I'm pretty set now, at least going into the evening here. Well, night has fallen and got a nice rip-roaring fire going on here. So, all right, so I'm just going to kind of hang out here by the fire for a little bit, and when I get tired, I'll go to bed here. It's cooled off, but not bad. I don't know if I'll have to keep the fire going all night or not, but so far it's been a pretty good day. If you think about it, I mean, what have I done? So, set up a lean-to. That was pretty easy. Went out, foraged materials for bow drill. Okay, time consuming, but well within my wheelhouse. That took a couple tries. Then I had to gather up a lot of leaves from my bed for my lean-to. That took a bit of time. Got that nice little retaining wall to hold in the heat from the fire. Feel a little bit bad about that because, you know, I had to do a hack just to save a little bit of time. But hey, you know, I can't do everything in one day and still do a good recording. So all right, so far I'm really happy with this. I'll be kind of curious to see how everybody else is doing on their challenge. All right, so you can see I'm inside my shelter here. it's pretty comfy. It's like the leaves have kind of gone down a little bit now that I'm laying on them, but it's definitely got me off the ground. And right now it's plenty warm in here. I've got the fire going on out there. We'll see how chilly it gets tonight, but I'm actually doing pretty good. This little selfie stick has a tripod on it, so I'm just sitting here watching a Rush Hour, little Jackie Chan movie. I've got a little light source here above me just to kind of, I don't know, make it easier to move around in here, but super comfy right now. So we'll see how I feel a little bit later. Hey folks, it's about 3 a.m. and just had to tend to the fire and just thought I'd give you guys a quick update. It's 3 a.m. and I tend the fire. Not much of an update, but it's going well. The fire's keeping me plenty of warm. And oh man, I wish I could have stuck in some garbage bags for items just to hold the leaves in place. But that's okay. We're doing fine with our 5 items. Well, good morning. It's a bit after 7 o'clock. And let the fire go out. And yeah, it's still a little cool out there. But we made it through the night. About wore out all the leaves underneath me. I think it's time to get up and go get some coffee. Oh yeah, I gotta show you how I do breakfast here in Nebraska. All right, well, we got the sun's gonna try to peek its way out over there, and you can see I'm a mess, but it was fun. So let's go get us some breakfast here. So you might recall food is not part of this challenge, and also but one thing that is part of this challenge is having fun. And also to let you guys know a little bit about Nebraska and my approach to having an overnighter. Well, for food, we're going to go to Casey's because that's what we have out here in Nebraska. So let's go on inside. If you're at Casey's, that means you're gonna get some pizza. We're gonna do some bacon, egg, and cheese pizza this morning. All right, everybody. Well, this about wraps everything up here. So, hey, appreciate you guys tuning in for the Camp Challenge Alliance group. Thanks for letting me be a part of this. And hey, I hope this inspires all you guys to get out and have fun. Remember, it doesn't always have to be roughing it. The big thing is get out and have fun. So obviously we're having a little bit of fun here. See y'all on the next one.